Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Collections, Coin Collectors and Enthusiasts. Today, we're about to talk about a coin that might look like any other dime you've come across, but it could actually be worth a lot more than its 10-cent value. If you've ever wondered whether there's hidden treasure in your change jar, you might be closer to something truly valuable than you think. That's right, we're talking about the 1991 Roosevelt dime, a coin that many people overlook, but could potentially hold a significant value in the right condition. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the 1991 Roosevelt dime could be worth much more than you ever imagined. Let's take a little trip back in time to 1991. The United States was in the midst of the Gulf War, and the economy was experiencing a period of recovery following the 1990 recession. In the world of coinage, the U.S. Mint was still producing Roosevelt dimes, a series that had been in circulation since 1946. The coin was originally designed by John R. Sinek to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, following his death in 1945. The design features a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse, and on the reverse, a torch flanked by an olive branch and oak branch, which represent liberty and peace. The Roosevelt dime was always intended to be a coin of simplicity and elegance, and for decades it remained a staple of American currency. However, despite its iconic status, not all Roosevelt dimes are created equal. The 1991 Roosevelt dime, specifically, has caught the eye of collectors due to a variety of factors that make it stand out from the rest. The first thing to consider when evaluating a coin's value is its rarity. While millions of 1991 Roosevelt dimes were minted, the value of a specific coin is often tied to its condition and any unique qualities it might possess. As with many coins, those that have been circulated extensively show signs of wear and tear. Scratches, dings, and discoloration can all reduce a coin's value, as it makes it less attractive to collectors. However, coins that have been kept in near-perfect condition or are uncirculated are much rarer and significantly more valuable. If you have a 1991 Roosevelt dime that looks like it just came out of the mint, you could be sitting on a real gem. An uncirculated dime that has been stored carefully over the years is far more desirable to collectors, and its value will reflect that rarity. In addition to condition, something that often adds extra value to a coin is the possibility of minting errors. The 1991 Roosevelt dime is no exception. Over the years, some 1991 dimes have been discovered with interesting and unique minting errors. These could include double strikes, off-center strikes, or other small mistakes that make the coin stand out from the rest. Coins with minting errors are always highly sought after by collectors because they are considered rare and unique. If you have a 1991 Roosevelt dime with any minting errors, you could have a coin that's worth far more than its face value. Another aspect of this coin's value lies in its appeal to collectors of modern U.S. currency. As the years pass, the coins that are a part of the more recent years become rarer and more valuable, especially when found in high-quality conditions. The 1991 Roosevelt dime is becoming increasingly difficult to find in mint state or with error traits, and that's what makes it so interesting to people who are passionate about collecting rare coins. With time, these coins will become more and more valuable as fewer of them survive in excellent condition. Now, let's get to the fun part, the potential value of a 1991 Roosevelt dime. While most of the 1991 dimes that you come across are worth just 10 cents, those that are in uncirculated condition or have minting errors can fetch impressive amounts in the right market. Coins that are well preserved or that feature rare errors have a much higher demand, especially among collectors who specialize in modern coinage. If you have a 1991 Roosevelt dime in pristine, uncirculated condition, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, this little dime could be worth $38,000. Yes, you heard that right, $38,000 for a single 1991 Roosevelt dime. It's hard to believe that such a small, everyday coin could have so much value, but this is exactly why coin collecting is so exciting. A simple dime that's been tucked away for years could be worth more than many people realize. That if you think you might have a 1991 Roosevelt dime that's in great condition, or if you spot something unusual about your coin, don't just assume it's nothing. Take a closer look. Have it appraised, especially if it's been well preserved or shows signs of an error. You could be holding onto a rare piece of U.S. coinage history that's worth thousands of dollars. Before we wrap up, I want to remind all of you that coin collecting is an adventure, and you never know where it might take you. Even coins that seem like they're not worth much could turn out to be valuable treasures. So, keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, your next find could make you a small fortune. Today is your lucky day. In this video, we're going to explore one of the most fascinating coins that's often overlooked, the 1975 Roosevelt dime. At first glance, this might seem like just another dime, but it holds a story that could surprise you. This small coin, with a face value of just 10 cents, could be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. Stick with us, and by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how much this 1975 Roosevelt dime could be worth. Let's take a quick step back and dive into the history of the Roosevelt dime. The coin, which was introduced in 1946, was designed to honor the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time, created the design, which features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. These symbols represent liberty, peace, and strength, which are values closely associated with Roosevelt's presidency and the American spirit. Now, let's focus on the year 1975. By then, the Roosevelt dime had already been in circulation for nearly 3 decades. But 1975 was an interesting year for U.S. coinage, as it was the first year that the U.S. Mint started using the new copper-nickel-clad composition in its dimes. This change came as a response to rising silver prices, and it affected not only the dimes but other coins as well. In fact, the 1975 Roosevelt dime is part of this pivotal moment in coin history. But despite its significance, most of these coins were produced in large quantities and circulated widely. So, you might be wondering, why is the 1975 Roosevelt dime so special? The truth is, it's not the coin itself that makes the 1975 Roosevelt dime valuable, it's the rarity of the coin in uncirculated condition, along with the possibility of unique minting errors that can increase its worth. When you look at the typical 1975 Roosevelt dime, you'll find that most of them have been used extensively in everyday transactions. The signs of wear and tear are evident, and as a result, they're often only worth face value, just 10 cents. However, as with many coins, the value changes dramatically when the coin is in excellent condition. In fact, one of the key factors that affect the value of any coin is its grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is to collectors. The 1975 Roosevelt dime, in particular, can be worth a small fortune if it is found in mint state or uncirculated condition. An uncirculated 1975 dime would be one that has never been used in a transaction and shows no signs of wear or damage. Finding coins in this condition is always rare, especially when it comes to coins that have been circulating for decades, but it doesn't stop there. Minting errors can make a coin even more valuable. Sometimes, during the minting process, mistakes happen. These errors can range from simple things like misaligned dies or double strikes to more complex issues like off-center strikes or missing details. Coins with such errors are incredibly desirable to collectors because they are one-of-a-kind pieces. If you happen to have a 1975 Roosevelt dime with a noticeable minting error, you could be holding a coin that is worth far more than the typical dime. Now, let's talk about the most exciting part. How much could a 1975 Roosevelt dime be worth? As we mentioned earlier, most of the 1975 dimes are worth face value, and even those in decent condition may not fetch much more than a couple of dollars. But if you have a 1975 Roosevelt dime in pristine, uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a minting error, the value skyrockets. A coin that has been well preserved or has a rare minting error can be worth a significant amount of money, and we're talking about figures that can really surprise you. Are you ready for it? The value of a 1975 Roosevelt dime in perfect condition, or with a rare minting error, can reach as high as $46,000. Yes, you heard that right, $46,000 for a single 1975 Roosevelt dime. This is why coin collecting is such an exciting and unpredictable hobby. What may seem like a regular, everyday coin could actually be worth a small fortune, just waiting to be discovered. So, what should you do if you come across a 1975 Roosevelt dime in your collection? First, take a close look at its condition. Does it show signs of wear? Or does it look almost brand new? If it looks like it just came out of the mint, you could have a hidden gem on your hands. Next, inspect the coin for any unusual traits. Is there a minting error? Does the design look different in any way? If you find something that seems off or unique, it's worth having the coin appraised by a professional. Remember, the world of rare coins is full of surprises. You could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it, so always keep your eyes peeled for potential treasures. Whether you've just started collecting or you're a seasoned pro, there's always something exciting to discover. Before we wrap up, let me remind you that coin collecting isn't just about the monetary value, it's about the history behind each coin and the thrill of finding something rare. Every coin tells a story, and each discovery brings you closer to understanding the rich history of the United States and its currency. Today, we're going to be taking a close look at a coin that many people may overlook, but could be worth a lot more than its face value. That's right, we're talking about the 1980 Roosevelt dime. You might have seen it before, tossed it in a jar, or paid it in a quick transaction, but this dime could be hiding a big surprise. So, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at just how much a 1980 Roosevelt dime could be worth. Let's rewind the clock back to 1980. The world was a very different place. Ronald Reagan had just taken office as the 40th President of the United States, and the country was dealing with some significant economic challenges, including high inflation and rising energy prices. The U.S. Mint was busy at work producing coins for everyday use, and the Roosevelt dime, a coin that had been in circulation since 1946, was a staple of American currency. The Roosevelt dime was designed by John R. Sinek, and it was created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. On the obverse of the coin, we see a portrait of Roosevelt facing left, while the reverse features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols representing liberty, peace, and strength. It's a simple but elegant design, which is why the Roosevelt dime has stood the test of time and remains in circulation to this day. But let's focus on the 1980 version of this iconic coin. By this time, the Roosevelt dime had undergone some important changes. In 1965, the composition of the coin shifted from 90% silver to a copper-nickel clad composition, as the rising cost of silver made it increasingly expensive to mint. While this change affected many coins, it did not diminish the Roosevelt dime's place in American currency. The 1980 Roosevelt dime was part of this new generation of clad coins, and it was minted in large quantities, just like every other year. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1980 Roosevelt dime stand out from all the other dimes in circulation? The answer lies in its rarity, condition, and potential for minting errors. While most 1980 dimes are still in circulation or have been used in everyday transactions, those that have been carefully preserved or kept in uncirculated condition can be worth far more than their face value. If you take a look at the typical 1980 Roosevelt dime, chances are it's not in perfect condition. Most of these coins show signs of wear, including scratches, discoloration, and even some small dents from years of being passed around. But here's the thing. When a coin is well preserved and kept in excellent condition, it becomes much more valuable to collectors. Uncirculated coins, or those with minimal wear, are rare and sought after by numismatists, who are always on the lookout for high-quality pieces to add to their collections. So, if you happen to have a 1980 Roosevelt dime that looks almost as good as the day it was minted, you might have a real treasure on your hands, but that's not the only factor that can increase the value of the 1980 Roosevelt dime. Like many other coins, minting errors can also play a huge role in determining its worth. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the coin's production process, resulting in a coin that has unique features or flaws. For the 1980 Roosevelt dime, this could mean anything from a double strike, an off-center strike, or even a missing design element. Coins with these kinds of errors are often considered one-of-a-kind, which makes them highly valuable to collectors who are looking for something truly special. If you happen to come across a 1980 Roosevelt dime with any unusual features or errors, it could be worth a lot more than you'd think. Now, let's talk about the potential value of a 1980 Roosevelt dime. While most of these coins are worth only 10 cents, coins in excellent condition or with rare minting errors can fetch a much higher price. The market for rare coins is constantly changing, and collectors are always eager to add high-quality or unique pieces to their collections. If you happen to have a 1980 Roosevelt dime in pristine, uncirculated condition, or one that has an interesting minting error, the value could be worth $37,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $37,000 for a single 1980 Roosevelt dime. It may sound unbelievable, but this is exactly why coin collecting can be such an exciting and unpredictable hobby. A simple dime, often overlooked and undervalued, could actually hold a significant amount of value. It's all about the condition, the rarity, and those special characteristics that make a coin stand out from the rest. So, what should you do if you think you have a valuable 1980 Roosevelt dime? First, take a close look at the coin's condition. Is it well preserved with no visible damage or wear? If so, it might be time to get it appraised by a professional coin dealer or numismatist. Also, keep an eye out for any minting errors, as these could dramatically increase the value of your coin. Don't let a potential treasure go unnoticed. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you that coin collecting is more than just about finding rare coins, it's about the thrill of discovery and connecting with history. Each coin has its own story to tell, and every time you find a rare piece, you're unlocking a chapter in the story of American currency. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.